program that is brought to you by BVI Channel 1, and BVI Channel 1 is the sole sponsor of this very program. Comes to you every Monday once it is 11 a.m. in the morning. We start off. It is yours sincerely, Buchi MSC, and I thank you for being here. Remember, BVI Channel 1 is published by Mr. Chinedu Asoso Peters, and he is a grassroots mobilizer and a human rights activist. He normally analyzes issues as it pertains to politics and as it pertains to human capital development and human development. When you talk about grassroots and you talk about Igbo land and you talk about Anambra State, you normally listen to him every Monday, and we are back again this very Monday. Thank you for being here. It's a brand new day and a brand new week. We thank you. This is the 20th day of the month of June 2022, and it's Monday, and we are welcoming you today. We have a mouthful. We have politics is being heated up. I don't know what really caused it. You may have a different view, and we have a whole lot of things happening. We are going to discuss all of them. We have robust house today because I have Ogadagidi one of Sumo. He's going to be doing analysis as well alongside with Mr. Chinedu Asoso. It's a full packed house, and I welcome you today because today's topic is your PVC is not your ATM. Don't sell your vote. Let me say it again. Your PVC is not your ATM. Don't sell your vote. If you are conversant with Nigerian politics, we have issues on Saturday about a Ekiti State governorship election where some persons we are making claims that many money exchange hands and whatever. So we are very, very concerned about this very issue about PVC, permanent voters card, is not your ATM. Don't sell your vote. I welcome Mr. Chinedu Asoso today to today's program. Mr. Chinedu Asoso, welcome today.
Thank you, and our esteemed listeners, you are welcome back again on this platform.
Yes, and I welcome Mr. Tony Olisambeki. He is a political analyst of great repute, and he is one of Sumo, and he is here to make and do justice to today's topic and polity of today. Mr. Tony Olisambeki, the Ogadagidi one of Sumo, welcome today.
All right, thank you so much, but then you don't use Mr. and then also refer to the title. Even, you know, if you have to use title, it has to be chief.
Okay, chief.
Chief. That's the title. Because by the time you have been given title, you are no more Mr.
Yes.
Okay, you've gone above that.
Not above. But if nobody, you don't, you know, whenever you want to, if you are filling your, visa requirements, they will say choose title. You will see Mr. slash.
Okay.
Slash, miss, slash,
you take
chief.
one.
You take one.
Okay.
You don't miss the two.
Okay, thank you. Yes, it's a robust house, and we're going to start immediately. I want you to remember you can go to www.rainbowfm.net and click listen live because we are worldwide, we are global, and I want you to know that you can go to online radio box or Niger Radio app from Google Play Store or Apple Store to listen live to the broadcast today. Good Governance Ministry. Thank you for being here. There is a time you're going to call us on 070-381-55515 or 090-614-14478. Yours sincerely, Buchibanga says, listen, because these analysts are going to dissect all of them, but you're going to be part of it. I want you to be active to today's topic. Your PVC is not your ATM card. Do not sell your vote. Mr. Chinedu Asoso, why do you think our people should be concerned about not selling their votes? What is the implication of selling votes to an hungry mind?
It cannot be overemphasized. Honestly speaking, with what happened in Ekiti last weekend, it dawned on me and my team that we are yet to do enough in sensitizing the public on the importance of not selling their vote. You know, during the Edo State election, we went on serious campaign, both online, even on this platform, fought by Also, in just concluded Anambra election last year, we saw that even the people rejected money, and it's on record because people stood in the gap to educate the people. But as this 2023 is, seriously gaining momentum, and the ballot revolution, the political revolution we've been preaching, the Good Governance Ministry, through this Odenibo 99.1 FM and on our social media platforms, telling our people the importance to get involved in political revolution. It's not just an ordinary political involvement, but a revolution. Evolution goes along with ideas and ideology, because you cannot stop an ideology. So people started buying into this issue of ballot revolution. Get your PVC is now at the lips of everyone, including church leaders, social workers, civil servants, and the teeming youths who are the direct victims of bad governance in Nigeria. So with that get your PVC campaign being the rave of the moment, if you go to where they are doing the PVC registration and what other force, because people are coming out en mass. But again, with what happened in Ekiti State, I paused to ask myself question. Because people might be going for PVC for the wrong reason. After seeing what happened at Abuja during the primary elections or primary presidential elections for the two major parties, as they call them, in Nigeria, where dollars exchange hand in multiples of thousands, where delegates become overnight millionaires. And now, when you have a PVC, go draw their own money, withdraw their own money from their national cake, as they call it. So that is why it became very important to resound it to our people that your ATM, your voter's card PVC is not your ATM card. And if you sell your vote, you are worse than the politicians themselves, because the politicians are doing it to they are buying your vote to impoverish you and enrich themselves, but you are selling your vote to impoverish yourself, not just yourself, but your generations unborn. So that's why I say they are worse than the politicians. And you must know that the reason why we are advocating for ballot revolution is to change the status quo, is to change the narrative, to take away the corrupt, recycled politicians who have questionable characters, both in their public life and their private life. You have only one weapon against them, your PVC, your voter's card. And also for anything you are advocating for in Nigeria, whether you are agitating for Biafra, whether you are agitating for Duduwa, whether you are agitating for Arewa Republic, or whether you are even agitating for restructuring and those who are saying, no, overhaul the constitution, it all boils down on political process. And the start point of it is through the electoral process. If you have the wrong people in power, forget it. Even the Bible said it. When the righteous is in government, people will rejoice. And the same vice versa. And that is why we've been suffering, and that is why our situation have only gotten worse from successive government. So if you want good governance, if you want restructured country where there will be no marginalization, where every region will man their resources, where will be a high level of political freedom for the people to express themselves freely without being gagged, then go get your PVC. If you have suffered unemployment, if you have been endangered or fallen victim of insecurity, if you have labored your life, or even your parents, and yet they are being owed pension, some of them died without being paid, then the only way to get back at those who did that to you and is still doing that to you is to get your PVC. And when you get it, keep it safe. On the judgment day, we will deliver the judgment by voting against them.
Okay. On the judgment day, we will deliver the judgment by voting accordingly. How you feel will be better. According to Mr. Chinedu Asuzu, Ogadagodi for Sumo, we are coming to your side now because Mr. Chinedu Asuzu is disappointed about what he feels people forgot or we are misguided on reason why they had to go and get their PV. If he is disappointed, that means he wanted something different from people so that people will not be easily changed their mind. Okay, this person says, I'm going now to get my PVC in June this year just to vote out bad governance, just to vote in good governance, because this is good governance ministry. And all of a sudden, by February 2023, he's now confused on what to vote for. What do you think, youth? Because they say it is not about going online, having humongous movement online. How many Nigerians are online?
I think you asked a important question. What will sustain the momentum? Because
That's
if
it.
someone has decided to vote out bad governance and then he goes on to get his PVC under the rain, under the sun, and by February, and then if you look at it from June to December, it should be approximately 6 months. By February, it should be about 8 months.
Yeah.
And then temptation comes. 5,000 is dangled. Much that will be dangled before you is 5,000. From the what I've seen so far, they don't dangle more than that. Highest is between 5,000 to 1,000. Sometimes it can go as low as 500. You ask yourself, what is the value of 500 or 5,000? 5,000 has no value. 5,000 has no value as far as Nigeria is concerned. So, because we are not talking about living on the moment, we are looking at a future year. And if you look at some of these contenders, one, if you know where you are coming from, definitely you will be able to say, I'm heading here, unless you don't know where you are coming from. Many of you that may have obtained the PVC 11th hour. Even Judas Iscariot regretted selling the master's 11th hour. How much did he sell the master? How many, shillings did he sell the master? He cried over it because he knew he has sold the future, he has sold the moment, he has sold his yesterday, he sold it yesterday, he sold his today, and he also sold his future. That is what that amounts to. Whenever you part ways with your PVC in exchange of money, you have sold your yesteryears. If you have any, even the today, you have sold. Even the tomorrow, you don't even have. So it is very important that the message will be spread. Look at the level of poverty. People don't even know that they are entitled to 3 square meals. Good paying job, whether you are skilled or not skilled. When you talk about skilled or not skilled, educated or not educated, you are entitled to good health facilities. You are entitled to good transportation system, public transportation system. You also entitled to certain social benefits. Have you asked yourself, why are these things not happening to me? Because of bad governance, bad leadership. That's why these things are not happening to you. Many of us, those who have not traveled out, wouldn't know what is going on in other countries. You have government for some of these social benefits. That is the reason for this government. What happens is that the money that will be used for some of these things, they are being mopped up together by 1 person, 2 persons, 3 persons, those who have access to the treasury. All these monies belong to the people. No politician owns the money they are throwing away. They don't own it. Even the ones that have put in certain investments, they stole it. You are rewarding their stealing trend or their stealing spree. You don't reward evil. See, let's live the life of sacrifice. Let's imbibe the life of sacrifice. I don't mind going, if hunger will kill me that day, let hunger kill me. But I know I've done this for my unborn children. I have done this for the generation coming after me. That is what you've done. And you are a hero. Not just a hero, you are a saint. You are a saint. That's what it means. So the message will go on and on and on. Look at the money they dangle. We talked about the kids. I was listening to Comrade Chinedu when he was talking about the kids. What happened in the kids is an eyesore. It's pitiable. It is very lugubrious.
So
Very disheartening.
So it means if they dangle money again before the people are likely to be confused.
Some people are saying if they dangle the money, collect and do otherwise. There are people in that very school of thought. There are people that are on the school of thought. If they dangle money, they will hold you at one tie and started shouting.
Disgrace them.
You'll be disgraced. There are people on that school of thought. So it depends on the school of thought. If you ask me which one am I in, you know the one I'm in. Definitely, if you dangle it, I will hold you. I got pocket tie and shout. You'll be disgraced. And if many will get converted to that my school of thought, better. See, the idea is this. We must sacrifice one thing. See, I was talking about French Revolution the other day. And I told people, we're not talking about French Revolution again. We're talking about PVC revolution. That's what Chinedu is championing now. In the case of France, in their own revolution, what did they do? When they felt that the king has taken much of the people's resources, price of bread, common inevitable bread and wheat, the price went up, and people cannot afford bread, common bread, because then bread is the most commonest food, the most commonest. I'm telling you what happened sometime in 1779, commonest food, and people said no and took it to the king. They were firing them. The soldiers and the palace guard, they were trooping in number until the palace was even overtaken. But now it's not that kind of revolution. It's PVC. Go and get a PVC. And nobody will mortgage it.
Okay, nobody would mortgage it. But why do you think it seems like Nigerians or people around this very place, they don't have that kind of steadfastness when it comes to this is what we agree. I mean the grassroots. And you know, the grassroots is where you have humongous numbers of voters, potential voters. Like they said in Ekiti, there I think around 200,000 registered voters, but it wasn't up to 40% of that 200,000 that voted.
Less than 400,000 persons voted generally.
Yeah.
In that area, less than 400,000.
Okay. Now, what cost it?
Now,
What could have cost it? Is it that the people that were pushing for PVC, the importance of PVC, did not do their work very well to go to grassroots? How much does it cost to get to the grassroots? Is it too expensive?
Okay. Now,
and security issues.
Now, the point, beginning with the INEC. INEC is not doing enough in terms of public enlightenment. It is part of the provision of their responsibility to sensitize the public. Understand? They are not doing enough when it comes to electoral education. But talking about hunger, when you say people switching at the tail end, na ago nwetegi opiawa gazu. Onye ago na ago enwere sense. That's eblugo body ya debe one side. Anything can happen, and that is the ultimate goal of the politicians. They make you hungry and make you vulnerable. I'll give you an instance. There is a trending video which I'll be publishing on our YouTube channel, BVI Channel 1 today. Bags of beans, branded Tinubu. I have to mention because it is open. The video is there. Branded Tinubu. While Nigerians offer tons of beans and other food items, and the kuzoku rice and others, in a country that people are going hungry, these things are being hoarded. And you know when things are hoarded, it creates scarcity. You know when scarcity happens, the price go up. And how many people can afford it? You are talking about bread, my brother. Now, my father produced bread in Onitsha here, and we're bakery, and I run that bakery for a long time. At that time, Obokwa, it's not over 15 years ago, when a set of bread is sold for 1,000 naira. A set of bread is about, over the big logo, is sold at about 1,000, at most 1,500. Talking about 10 loaves of bread. But today, one loaf of bread is selling at over 1,000. I bought a bread, 1,000 naira. So, when you talk about hunger, how many persons can afford it in Nigeria? Now, people must understand that it is a game these politicians are playing. They know that when you are hungry, then you become vulnerable. to accept the money that is being dangled to you. But it takes an enlightened someone. It takes the light of the message for people to understand the injuries they are inflicting on themselves and their children by selling their vote. So what I'm trying to let the general public know is that they make you hungry to make you vulnerable. Now, the only way to punish them is to not sell your vote. And another narrative that is worse than even selling votes are those who say your vote doesn't count. Your vote doesn't count. They will rig an election. Now, the system today had made it very difficult for INEC, and INEC starts to rig election. Now, it is now the people that are now rigging the election against themselves by selling their vote. If that vote doesn't count, no politician will spend a dime to buy your vote. You must understand that. And this is the message I want everyone to take round and make sure that everyone gets this message. Because we are talking about from top to bottom. Watch out. If you make this mistake, it will now be from bottom to bottomless pit. That is just my own opinion.
Okay. Remember, you can be part of this very program as you call 07038155515 or 09061414478. Remember, this is Good Governance Ministry, where we discuss about the polity, and I have in the studios two analysts of our time. I have Mr. Chinedu Asuzu. He is a grassroots mobilizer, and he is a political analyst. And I have Gadagidos of Osumowo, Tony Olisambeki. He is a political analyst, and he's been doing justice to the topic of today. Topic of today is your PVC is not your ATM. Do not sell your vote. Your PVC is not your ATM. Do not sell your vote. I would like you to stay to the topic of the day. And remember, we are using this program, Good Governance Ministry, to strengthen things, for things to be better. We are not using it to destroy. Please be constructive when you call. Hello? Hello, good morning. Okay, Josh, welcome today.
I would like to say, some of all these things, we need to try our best to send this message back to the North. Even the Labour Party candidates, some of the program and some of the discussion that is discussing all over the place, let us try to put it in the Hausa language, at least for the people to be hearing, because I believe that in this side that some of us are more educated, and I don't believe that someone like me now will go hard to cut off 5,000 naira or what to that will now vote for somebody that I want to vote for because I figured at that stage. But what I'm saying that let some of all these workers be on our too. So like the people in the FCAT, they believe that they are still suffering more than us. No matter the way we look at it, so many of them are still suffering. Come to Asaba here, there's lots of them all over the minor job to make ends meet. So let them out all the things that we are saying now, so that we listen to the ideology and the resolution that is going on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. I think his concern is about how to get it to the grassroots.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm asking Tony Olisambeki, considering what he just said now, when it comes to February 2023, the D-Day, don't you think the politicians, the bad ones, will play the politics of ethnicity? That is the bane of Nigerian politics. And when it is played, they use local language to do that.
I think the most important thing is the fact that politicians will use all the factors that divide the people as a tool during their campaign. They will come from the angle of religion, they will come from the angle of ethnicity, they will come from the angle of different divisive factors. And these are ways to curry your vote from them when they have nothing, absolutely nothing to offer. Look at among all the candidates, the contenders. They will tell you, I will do this, I will do which fund? Aren't you aware that NNPC takes up whatever they don't remit anything these days, because according to them there is subsidy, and they must pay for that subsidy so that people will get full at a cheaper rate. At the end of the day, nothing to give out. The federal annual revenue will tell you we are paying for the loan, the total sum and the interest of different loans the administration borrowed, to the point that nothing is reserved. The customs will tell you that what we remit is being used to pay for recurrent expenditure, workers, police, and then other security agencies and other civil servants that are being used to pay. Then the question is, what is left for work? And the other remaining one will be used by the politicians to enlarge their costs. The poor man suffers. No employment, industry is dead, and not just that, nothing works. And some of these politicians will tell you, I will do this. How do you do it? What will you do? They have nothing to. But you have somebody who says, I know the problem, because the country is a consumption economy oriented. That you must go back to production economy oriented, which generate money to the government and which also brings work to people, which makes economy to be bubbling, to be burgeoning. And with this way, how then do we go about this? Because the critical factors, the critical sectors, everything must be shot, and then concentration to the critical sector to get them revamped, to get them revived, to get them to be recogitated, to get them to be reinvigorated, to be something that will be given a life. These sectors that out there really could have given Nigeria what every man should be deserving. No security, nothing. And it's as a result of what we have on the ground. Look at the dollar price. Look at the Naira losing its value, becoming as useless as you may think. The paper itself offers nothing, and everybody is feeling the excruciating hardship. It cannot continue. And then it depends on what you are coming to offer. But just as somebody said, these things must be written not just in Hausa language, in different languages, and so that people should understand the import of the statements.
Okay. 070-381-55515. Hello? Hello? Hello, good morning. Welcome to Good Governance Ministry. Okay, your name and where you're calling from? Okay, go ahead. Hello? Okay, go ahead. I can hear you very well. Go ahead. I can hear you very well. Go ahead. Hello? Hello? Just make your contribution within just 1 minute so that we can move on with another person, please. Huh? We're hearing you.
If somebody slows their momentum, call the person off and pick another call. He's slowing your momentum. As a presenter, you're on ascendancy. Somebody is bringing you down. It is a man.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Remember, you are on to Good Governance Ministry, and we've been discussing about your PVC is not your ATM. Do not sell your vote. 0703815515 or 09061414478. Remember, we have many persons waiting. If you call us just in few minutes, just in 1 minute, make your contribution and stay on to the topic, please. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Good Governance Ministry. Hello? I can hear you.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, good morning to you.
This is Mike from Monitor. Please, can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Go ahead.
Okay. It's like you don't hear me, but I guess you can.
Okay.
With regards to vote buying and stuff, in reality, most of us from this part of the country, some of us just that they are vote. Not because the money is very important and money is part of that. We know we're very the politicians have done a lot to impoverish people here. But in reality, is that most times we are given two evils to choose from. We're given two evils to choose from, and we choose any of the evils. Maybe we want to choose between the devil and the blue sea. So we've not heard people, like I talk about myself personally.
Okay.
I've not heard someone who has so much to offer, who can outline plan as to how to get it work. So and that's the revolution you're seeing now. Many of us have not seen somebody who's willing to make something work. And when we see them, we've seen it, and we're ready to work towards that place. And I want to assure you that some of us in the street are mobilizing people. We are leaving no stone unturned. In my little circuit, I talk about it every day. It is part of my discussion, it's part of my Whatapp centers everywhere. So we're not leaving any stone unturned. We can be rest assured of that. Vote buying is not working here anymore. It's not working. We are not making shit. Nobody's giving anybody any money. As a matter of fact. So I want to appreciate the work you guys are doing. It's doing fantastic work. But be rest assured that vote buying is not working here. We don't accept that yet because we've seen enough. We've heard enough.
Thank you.
Change the narrative.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Call us back. Hello? Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
That one,
I am Jim Ejafatego. Cruising the airwaves tomorrow.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
It's all right. Coming to vote buying and getting our PVCs, it is a sure banker. Obviously, we are asking the government to do what? Or the politicians. To make the acquisition of the PVC easy for the masses. A lot of people are lamenting already. And for me, my own vote is not going to be bought. And I have my siblings, my own family members who are also getting voting. Their own vote will not be bought. So they are soliciting for the government to make sure the PVCs are readily available for the people to get there with what it is. Thank you so very much.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. Chinedu Susan. Now, people believe, or according to the callers, they now accept that their vote, they don't want to sell their vote. But if you don't have the PVC, maybe that one would be disenfranchising you as well.
yeah.
I went to All Saints Cathedral the other day to monitor what's happening there, where they are doing PVC, because people are canvassing, go and do PVC. And I was discussing with somebody, a young girl, and she told me she went there, she left her work. She had gone there like 3 times now. And they were telling her that people that they are considering were people that came the week before she came. And she said if she goes another time and it doesn't work, she's not going to go again. There are some persons like that. Isn't that an indirect way of disenfranchising people?
Okay.
What do you think should be done? Canvassers of PVC, are you aware that people are over there for days now? Nothing is happening.
Yeah, I myself particularly have been to some local governments where the exercise is ongoing, and we saw the deficit of manpower and materials, the equipment. In fact, even INEC is being overwhelmed. They weren't preparing for this. They weren't seeing this coming. The people surging out to register in this magnitude. But we are doing our own best to persuade them to get more equipment, which we've heard that INEC have released more equipment for the southeast particularly. You remember most time when I say our people know they vote. Now our people will be the biggest number of people within Nigeria we know they vote. And what is happening now justifies my stance. When somebody say you've been voting, what has happened? No, people have not been voting. And when you say let the politicians do, no, politicians cannot do anything. They want the minimum number of people that they can manipulate and buy and just get into power. You understand? So they are not interested in massive registration. The smaller the number of people, the easier for them to read or to buy votes. So it is resting on the shoulders of people like us, public analysts, social analysts, political advocates for good governance, to persuade INEC. It is a crime to me for you to disenfranchise me. It is a crime to disenfranchise Nigerians, and that is why we kept saying that this exercise must be extended. It is a must. At least the law said 90 days before the election. That is when you end the process of registration. That is what the law says. So you cannot just, because of anything, stop registration in June. It is not happening. It's not going to happen.
So who is going to hold them to account?
No, the point is that people like us, if they end the registration this month, we will drag INEC to court first. And they don't have any option. Nigerians will put everything to a stop to ensure, because this is the greatest crime you can commit against Nigerians, to stop them from exercising one franchise they have to make a change in government. No, that is unacceptable.
Okay.
Now, when you talk about, I just want to chip in this a little bit. When you talk about the relationship between vote buying and selling with poverty and hunger, it now draws my attention to what the revered priest in Enugu said, which flared up everywhere, encouraging the people, even reminding the people how poor they are and how they needed money from those who will give it to them. From his utterance, it became so worrisome that somebody at his level will be, advocating for such, in the sense that it is better to go for people, old men that can give you money, and they as against someone that has content to deliver good governance. That is the implication of what he said, and that is what breeds this vote buying mentality and all of that. So what we are saying to the general public, no matter who is telling you anything, as long as it's for you to go and sell your vote, do not listen to such person or such advocacy.
Do not listen to such person or such advocacy. Tony Becky, we are coming to your side now. And let us talk about, he said that do not disenfranchise yourself. That the worst crime the government or INEC could commit is to disenfranchise the people. What about if INEC didn't disenfranchise you, but you, as a voter, disenfranchise yourself by voter apathy? Because that's the problem we have in the Southeast. Have we solved it? Are we sure it has been solved? How can it be solved?
I think INEC, I'll talk about voters apathy, we have it. And then the need for us to have a living voters register. Because INEC, they do continuous voters registration. Because we don't have demographic centers, that's what we call demography, that takes charge of certain characteristics and attributes of people. it is something many countries have. It helps in everything in the fight against crime and all manner of things. But you know that there are people that who are probably late that are still part of our voters register. Hope you're aware. And most times when we are talking about the voters apathy, we can't measure it correctly. Like Chinedu said, look at the number of people that voted in Ekiti, less than 400,000 as we have it. But we can't say for sure how many people who are the real voters, because the voters registered there, not just it's not about including new people and say it's been updated. What about weeding out those who may not be alive again over time to ensure that these are the people we are working with? It's one thing INEC has not been able to solve, and they will find it difficult to solve because we don't have proper demographic centers where simple BD process is always balanced. What is BD process? Birth and death process is a kind of a statistical topic. If you are probably studying the BD process, you understand you can use any distribution whatsoever to get us started. But coming back to issue of apathy, I'm not seeing that apathy in our people. Before now, why the apathy has been? The vote does not count, and politicians have their way. The process is manipulated. What's the sense of voting? At the end of the day, who I voted will not even make it. These were factors responsible for voters' apathy. But these factors have been addressed gradually. You wouldn't say they have been totally been addressed, but they are gradually being addressed. The issue of manipulation, the beavers, so introduced, will take care of a number of certain manipulative activities or manipulative tendencies of these politicians. It will address it. And then the idea of my vote doesn't count. These days we have seen situations whereby we vote and go home, and then they will do whatever they want to do. But these days people have decided we don't vote and go home. It will be counted there, and everything is going electronically, whereby you will see it in the server and say, yes, this is what we voted, and exactly it's been uploaded immediately to the server. Is one area of addressing that challenge, that factor. And generally, people have seen that if you stay home and don't vote, it's getting worse. All this why you did not vote. Did it get right? Did it change anything? You said, I won't vote, let me stay home, my vote does not count. Did it change anything? You've seen it doesn't change anything, and things are getting worse. The need for you to come out and see your vote is also counted. So we can take it from there. And then the issue of voters, but just as we said, the campaign is what we call clear and clean exorcism. You know, whenever you look at exorcism, the process of driving away evil spirits. Because if you want to drive evil spirits, if you have not eaten so much, the evil spirit will even possess you. So you have to eat very well and have the stamina to be able to drive, because what you want to drive as a force. So you have to counter it with your own, stamina and force. So exorcism in this case is in the case of those who are sellers. The aggressive campaign will be channeled first to sellers, because wherever they sell, people will show them exorcism. They will be driven away by whichever way possible, but not going against the law. Whichever way possible, because if people can decide to ensure that they are arrested and held to, because if you see that it's a danger, because if you go out there in the market and steal a phone, you know what it will reverberate. You know the reverberation. You may be beaten to stupor, or possibly you may be arrested and handed over to the law enforcement agents. That is the way people will start seeing the vote sellers as those who have stolen phone. Whenever you see a vote seller, the person selling trying to buy, give you money, people will start having that, picture of this person has come to, or he has stolen our phone. And the right thing to do, which we will always encourage, is to get the person arrested and then make sure that the person is handed over to the law enforcement officers.
Is it that person is not just stealing from one person, but he's stealing from the general public?
But is this very idea widespread? Is it one-sided? Are you sure it is widespread, the entire Nigeria? Or is it about some places that are enlightened?
No,
that's a problem.
You remember how SARS campaign started? It started from online to offline, from offline to rural places, before it garnered the momentum in Ghana. So, irrespective of where it started, it could be online, it could be offline, but the idea is to take it to rural areas,
But
to remote communities,
do
that
you think-
anybody, let them see anybody who comes to sell or buy boat from people. The person will be seen as somebody who has stolen the phone. And the worst is get the person arrested and then hand over the person to any law enforcement agent and follow it logically to ensure that the person is not maybe parting way with
properly
them.
prosecuted.
Yes.
Okay, 070-381-55515. Remember, this is Good Governance Ministry. You can call 090-614-14478. Make your contribution as quick as possible. Just 1 minute is enough. Today's topic is your PVC is not your ATM. Do not sell your vote. And I have Ogana Gideon for Sumo, the Speaker of the Parliament, Onebo 99.1 FM Parliament. He's been analyzing this very issue, considering what happened yesterday and then before yesterday in Ekiti. People were seeing a whole lot of things, and some persons were ashamed of what really happened there. And some people are analyzing, have we gone from bad to worse, or are we getting better? Yes, and I have Mr. Chinedu Asuzu here analyzing the same topic. Hello? Hello, good morning. Welcome to our Good Governance Ministry.
You're welcome.
Good morning to you.
You're not hearing that I'm hearing you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
What I want to say concerning Muslim Ghani, we people, we are just scared of our own problem. What happened is, only 15 years ago, when we started making use of this voter card, I got my own that time, the first year that this voter card was introduced, I got my own. In Igbo, the we are agitating. Some are agitating, some are saying we don't need election, there will be no election. Now we have, are working for the benefit of many people. Because now the kind of is tied in prison, I must say. So we just election. I'm telling you the truth. Many voters will be disenfranchised.
Why did you say so? Okay. Thank you. Hello?
Hello, good morning to my friend.
Good morning, my brother.
Honorable Speaker, Chinedu Asuzu, the anchor there in the studio. I regard all of you. The last caller, he just speaking his own mind. Honorable Dike for monitor. The consciousness of Nigerian youth. If you have nothing to say on air, you should better keep this credit for something else. People are serious for what, look at what happened in Aggression Ground. You know, people should sort of the youth. People should stop saying that people don't vote. Mr. Speaker, what is that when you say that people won't vote when you don't set up the right candidates? Nigerian youth, not even Igbo youth. So this what issue of Igbo or South is of Nigerian youth. That's what we are talking about here.
Exactly.
Our future is at stake. ASU is not going to steal. I mean, students are not going to steal because of ASU. Bruhana between federal government and ASU. Can we vote for power supply? Last time we dropped up to 9 megawatts or 9,000 megawatts. We started from you to ask Mr. Peter Obi to travel to Egypt to study their gas and power sector and stores. How could people now, if you are so hungry and want to sell your food, let me advise you. Collect the money from them, go there, put in the right, nobody follows you into the place where you have to vote. Get your PVC, please look at the rush. Not because of Mr. Peter Obi. So Nigerian youth is on it, and we are serious about it, because it's our future. You cannot hang your faith just like what a certain clergyman says. Two old men who are liberal. Who are these two old men? Muslims. Now, the organic sector is on board as Nigerian youth is backing him up. International bodies, Nigerian workers, Nigerian government,
React to it later.
and you're running it down.
React to that.
Okay.
So people like this in the Southeast, please keep your airtime, your speech, or something
Okay.
else.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, I'm there.
Hello. Thank you for being here. But do you think there's any problem with someone being old and someone being a Muslim? Is that the main issue? Do you think someone does that really count in good governance?
The past administration, the outgoing administration of Muhammad Buhari, His Excellency, almost opened the eyes of Nigerians. Love your full people, enjoy them, give them all the what they want, local settlements, ranches, anything in Nigeria, give it to them. So now,
Okay, thank you.
I think the caller ended up sounding more ethnic and religious, sentimental. Now, the issue on ground goes far beyond ethnicity or religion. We're talking about competency. Competency. Reacting to Mbaka's outburst against P2B, calling him stingy and telling the people, are they not hungry? They should go for old people, old person that is more generous in giving money to you is better than a stingy young person. Now, what does that tell you? It's encouraging the people to go and sell their votes to the highest bidder because they are hungry. Now, the people, if they are not properly informed, they will, maybe it's not what exactly you want to say, but that is the reflection of that message. And that is why people are hitting him seriously hard. And from what is happening now, you will understand that the consciousness of the people have awoken to a large extent. That is why people are saying no, no, no to this. And talking about age, age is not a cause. Age is not a problem. You understand? I say it that Tinubu or Atiku, they are old people. That's not a problem. But if you are a human, if you are God-fearing, you will not heap the problem, the complex problem of over 200 persons, 200 million persons in Nigeria on the head of an old man that cannot hold a flag. Okay. That is one basic thing that people should consider.
Let us not deviate. We are costing home now, and I thank everybody for listening. As we are rounding off, Mr. Tony Becky. I want to ask a simple question because they say P2B is shopping for vice president candidates. He's shopping, and some persons are permutating like Kwankwaso. But Kwankwaso is an arrowhead of AMPP, and P2B is an arrowhead for Labour. Do you think any of them can shift ground for Nigerians?
I think
is it possible?
It will be in the interest of the country if I'm looking at one person now, if he can shift ground. Because why I say so is because we're looking at competence, just as Kile said. Leave religion out of this. Leave ethnicity out of this. Please, religion has killed us more in this country. I have said it. Religion should be something private to anybody. Ethnicity has killed us so much in this country. Live where you're coming from. If I see, let me tell you something. If I see anybody that has the capacity to deliver, I don't care where he's coming from. I don't care his religion.
Exactly.
My care is, can you deliver? Let it get into our psyche. That is what we are looking for. And somebody is trying to, from the look of things, seems to possess that capacity, that competence.
And you think if this person is taken out of the picture, people would go back to their apathy. That's the problem.
That is it. And one person says, head or tail, the outcome will be what Nigerians will like. That's what he said. Head or tail, the outcome will be what Nigerians, head or tail in the sense that it could go either ways. And then from what he has expressed, he's ready that it could go either ways. Either ways, president vice or vice versa. Okay. That Nigerians should expect that the talks are ongoing. But another thing there is he affected the lives of many in the north. That's one person. So, but the idea is who can fix the country? Who can fix Nigeria? Think Nigeria first. Who will fix this country? Because we can't continue. I want situations whereby people who are not employed, we have industrial work. You see transport taking them, they have a living wage, not a dead wage that is being paid, called minimum wage. They have something to take care of their personal needs and they have something to cherish for this country.
Okay, Mr. Chinedu Asuzu, what's your final message to the
Just
people?
my final message in reaction to the last issue that is being debated between Peter Obi and Kwankwaso is to tell everyone listening, including Kwankwaso, not just him, but other activists and advocates like Sore, Falana, all of them, just mention them. I say that the man of the moment, two persons cannot be captains in a boat. The man of the moment that represents this ballot revolution is the man Peter Obi. And if everyone has the benefit and the interest of Nigerians at heart, they should go together and change the problem of the ruling parties. I'm also Chinedu Peters. I've just delivered this message today. Help us share it. If you want to be part of Good Governance Ministry and what we are doing, call 0810-420-7522 or 080-6098-2212 or join us on our social media platform, BVI Channel 1 on YouTube and Facebook. Till we come your way next week, just stay connected. I'm also Chinedu Peters.
Thank you. Same time, same station. Next week, Monday by 11 a.m. Good Governance Ministry makes a return. Yours sincerely, Buchi Emerson says thank you for listening. Udenibu continues.